I thought all their bottles were like that.
So this is not anything special, huh?
No, don't say that.
Oh, it's very special.
Did you see what he paid for that? Remember what happened when we said that 1792 wasn't special? Doesn't end well.
Oh, we're still talking about that at your house.
It's a tear rolling down her skins.
Exactly.
This is a very special bottle.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon Boys, the podcast where guys get together to talk about bourbon, about life, lore, and libation, and everything that comes along with being a dad. We aren't bourbon snobs, just a group of guys who like bourbon for what it is and how it tastes. It's pretty simple. This is our third attempt at podcast 14. I'm Derek, your host, and with me are the boys. We've got Alton.
Yes, sir. This is our time. I'm
feeling it.
I'm feeling it now.
Kurt.
I'm here.
Okay. And Krat.
What number is this one?
This is 14C.
14C.
Take 3.
14 V3.
We're not even
V3.
We're not even a minute in. You can't listen.
14.
Jesus.
Yeah, we tried two other episodes
14
by Zoom. This is 14.
Did not work. I think the problem we had with Zoom. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. The problem with Zoom is that no one had to drive anywhere, and so we just pretty much just sat and drank.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like it accomplished our Bourbon Boys life, lore, libation.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
With just focus on libation.
Heavy libation.
Tell anybody about it.
Yeah, all good.
All right. Tonight we are we're tasting a couple new bourbons. We haven't done many weeded. So we're going to do a couple Wellers and a Willett. And I think that the question is, will it taste better than Weller?
Weller and a
Pitching. Yells.
Okay.
And
you talk about
for
my
Wellers, I know, it's terrible. For Wellers, we have the green label, Special Reserve. Mm-hmm. We have the red label, which is an Antique 107. And then we realized no one brought the blue label. And then we realized why no one brought the blue label. It's like a $600 to $1,000 bottle. And I can't imagine... I don't know. I just can't imagine it being all that much better than these bottles.
But if you have one you would like to send in for us to try.
Yes.
That's right. We'd be happy to let you know if it's
don't discourage.
the case.
Yes.
If you're willing to get rid of one, we're willing to try it.
That's right.
And then we have a Willett, which is in the shape of a pot still. So it's got a cool bottle shape. Probably the coolest bottle shape we've had so far.
I think so, yeah.
Looks like a mini glass still or a bong.
Or a genie bottle.
Yeah, or a genie bottle.
Or a genie bottle.
Boom, 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 boom,
I knew it was coming.
Boom, boom.
All right, so let's get started. Let's start with the Weller Green Label, and that is a Special Reserve. This, in doing the research on this one used to be, like, by used to be, I mean, last year, was a sub $25 bottle bourbon. And
it's got a screw top.
It's got a screw top.
It has a screw top.
Yep. Didn't make it to the cork. And it's now like a $60 to $80 bottle. So I'm not sure what happened and why it ran up like that, but it's got a good history behind it. Started as a kind of a craft bourbon back in the mid 1800s, and was one of the names in the famous Stitzer Weller distillery, which was home of Old Fitzgerald, Pappy, Weller, Rebel Yell, and a few more. They closed, and Buffalo picked up Weller. So Weller is part of the Buffalo family. But it's a weeded bourbon, and like Pappy, they actually think it's got a very similar mash bill to Pappy. It's coming off of the same sour mash blend. And there's actually a group that can make, they claim to make a poor man's Pappy. Have you heard this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a blend of the, it's a 2 to 3 ratio of Weller 12 year, which I'm guessing is the blue label, and the Antique 107. So it still costs about this, maybe it's by pour mint, I think it's 3/4 of the price of a Pappy.
So
if you're looking at blending a $6,000 to $1,000 bottle of Weller Blue Label.
Yeah, okay. What was it? What was the ratio? Two blue, one red?
Two blue, 3 red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure I get the recipe right.
I think the last thing I want to do with a $700 bottle is
mix it.
With a $60 whatever it is, or $100 bottle.
Three of these. Yeah, seems like a bad idea.
It's the original weeded bourbon.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently it was so popular that the Weller had to put a green thumbprint on the barrels that were authenticated.
Legit?
So they wouldn't get knocked off.
Wow.
Don't know if that's what led to the green label or not, but
So
that
it's
was cool.
another level to Bottle and Bond.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Now, I'm not sure how everyone knew that was actually, Willie Weller's thumbprint, but
Oh, Willie Weller.
there was a green
right
thumbprint on there. So.
A farm accident right there. It's a scar.
Farm accident.
I think what's really interesting, if you read on the back of the bottle, he used a slogan. He called it, let's see, honest whiskey at an honest price, which is kind of funny given that you could buy this for $18 a year ago, and now it's what?
80. 60 to 80.
What happened to the honesty?
Yes.
He's been long dead. Nobody's holding him accountable.
They're past that now.
So have you talked about what it means to be a weeded bourbon?
We did a little bit back when we did an old Nick Williams. Everyone just flinched a little
That's
bit.
right, exactly.
So if you remember back in, it was episode 12 or 13.
One of the two.
The old episode. We had Old Elk. We had
Oh, that's
old
right.
Nick
Old
Williams.
Forester.
That's right.
And Old Forester.
And Old Forester, that's right.
And if you remember in that episode, old Nick Williams was the dog. And that was, I think it was a less than 2 years barrel.
Yeah.
It was still super, super young. It had an awful bite to it. A lot of weird taste going on. Turns out it is a fantastic baking bourbon. My wife used it in a triple bourbon cake, and it's great. You definitely know it's bourbon, and it's mixed with a lot of other flavors that cut the harshness of it. But to your question about weeded, typically the weeded bourbon, as far as the mash bill goes, we all know bourbon's got to be 51% corn, the rest rye, malted barley. Wheat replaces the rye portion, and a lot of times in weeded, they boost the corn to 70 to 75%. So it's a lot sweeter, it's a lot smoother, and without the rye, the wheat kind of smooths it out. It's a much more mellow taste.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's got a good flavor to it. This one here, it's said to have been aged for, this is the green label, 7 years, and it's 90 proof. So it's a little on the softer side. It's not gonna burn you up. On the nose, it's said to have kind of a caramel honey on the nose, and then on the palate, it's got a butterscotch and oaky wood taste to it. Color-wise, it's got a dark burnt orange, so it's got a little more orange than I think we're used to seeing in the color.
Yep.
And then for taste, what are you guys getting for taste?
This to the nose, I smell a lot of caramel.
Okay.
So, and it is pretty smooth, but to the nose, I smell a lot of caramel.
Yeah, I get a lot. I don't get you mentioned butterscotch. I don't get butterscotch. I get a lot of wood, a lot of the oak. Very sharp.
Extra?
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah, I love it.
He's like, let me try that.
Have a drink there.
It's I had this last night, but
I actually really like this. It's good. This is the second wheat that I've tried. I think, pretty sure.
okay.
And I was just scared off by the last wheat we had. So this one, I'm glad that
This is
I'm
good.
liking it.
So
I like it.
the
I
original
actually really like this.
So one thing with wheat too, and notice that rye, I think you may have said this before, Elton. Rye is a tip of your tongue sensation. Wheat is a back of your tongue sensation. So rye is going to kind of light up the front half of your tongue.
Yeah.
Wheat is going to sit in the back more, a little bit smoother. It's got a longer finish without the sharp bite that you get from rye.
I wonder if it's the with rye. I mean, traditionally you can taste that peppery kind of flavor,
Yes.
and there's
Yeah.
none of that in this.
No.
So I wonder if that what it has to do with the tingling of the tongue.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I don't get a particularly long finish with this.
No.
You know, you said it kind of lingers, but to me, this is pretty short and gone.
Okay.
But it is smooth, and like
Very
you said,
smooth.
hits at the back of your throat, back of your
Yep.
tongue.
It's 7 years too. So I mean, it's hard to. Well, Old Nick Williams less than 2 years, not so smooth.
Not so smooth.
This one at 7 years, very smooth. I mean, totally from mash bill, but
Yeah.
this is. I liked it.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
I liked
I wasn't sure when I heard wheated. I was like, oh, is it gonna taste like bread?
Yeah.
You know, and I think some of them can. That's some of the malted barley and wheat combo.
Yeah.
Can get more of like a dough taste. You know, you get kind of that bread undertone there.
Yeah.
I could see this doing really well with like an old fashioned.
Well, that's a good call.
Just kind of has a little bit of like orangey kind of flavor to it.
Yeah, what I don't get is the chest warm.
Yeah.
Like it's a 90.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see in the 107.
The 107's coming.
But as a 90, I like it.
Yeah. This is a very good sipping. I mean, we're taking
Yeah.
a knee. Kurt, how was it on the over ice? How's it on the rock?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I mean, I should probably try it neat, but
I'm holding
Yeah.
back.
I like a little coolness.
Yeah.
So
I like the ice ball.
I like the ice ball, but I still get a lot of taste from it.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I really like it. I think
Okay.
it's good. It's super smooth. I think it is. Anyway.
I think it's pretty good. I don't know if, having tasted this, I don't know if I'll go buy another bottle at $60 to $80. I think that as a $30 to $40 bourbon, this would be, I'd be happy with it. I'd be like, this is a really good taste for 30 or 40 bucks. At 25, where it used to be,
Yeah.
Well, you can certainly
bottom
see.
shelf.
Well, you can
Yeah.
certainly see where people
Yeah.
that were buying it for $18 are like, this is a damn good bourbon.
yeah,
so
don't
yeah.
tell
All day
anyone.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the interwebs broke it.
Yeah.
Now, David, you visit a lot of ABC stores in the North Carolina area, and you were saying
So, Brad, you have a problem. I have,
Norm, they're saying you said it was hard to find around here.
I have never seen Weller in all of my ABC hunts in North Carolina. Never.
I start paying more attention. It's not one that I've kind of looked for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've never seen it. This one, we actually have 2 bottles of the green. We're drinking out of Derek's because it was open. But this one, a buddy of mine from work in our finance group, we were doing some work together, and I helped her out on a project. And she showed up the next day with a brown bag and handed it to me. Yeah, and I was like, "Dang!" So
Did she have?
Thank you, Eve.
Did Eve know? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Eve. She's a big Weller fan. She's also
Okay.
a big Angels Envy fan.
All right.
But yeah, she's like,
Another good one.
you got to try this.
Yeah.
So,
But Angel's Envy is not a wheat.
no.
No.
That's okay.
No, no, and again, I think only ONW was the other weed we have, right?
the Clover wasn't
I
a
don't
wheat,
think
was it?
Clover-
I don't think Clover
think
was.
Clover
No,
Okay.
I think that was the first wheat that we
question.
tried.
I'm
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is number 2 for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I'm glad we gave it a shot.
yeah.
I think it's
good.
I, think it's
I am
definitely
too,
worth
and the
it.
reason I think it is because when we did try the first one, we all choked a little bit on it, but I was like, okay, yeah, but we got to try more. So
Yeah.
we're taking one for the team.
taking one for the team.
But I would say public service announcement: if you find this, A, hearing it's hard to find. B, keep an eye on the price. I would say if it's sub 60, maybe sub 40, scoop it up. Hard to get.
Yeah. I mean, have we looked it up at all online to see what they're actually selling it for online? Is it
Yeah.
around that price point?
Yeah, I think Caskers is in that like $60 to $80 a bottle.
Okay.
Some were up to like 110.
Okay.
I don't feel it. Like I've had better tasting bourbon that was in the 35 to 55 range.
Oh, I would totally agree with that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing it $80 to $100.
yeah,
Okay.
Here's a 12-year for $286.
Blue Label.
I'm colorblind.
I think the 12 is blue.
Come on.
286.
286.
Still.
Order
I
up.
said, hey, I've got clearance for that. For my fourth of that. Nelly has approved me. For
Elton just said he'd buy that.
See, the wonderful thing is if Alton actually steps up and buys a bottle of bourbon, we'll have no way to pay him back.
Hey, my pigeons work both ways, boys. He's at your doorstep.
Your pigeon's been eaten by my pelican.
Come September and dove season, we won't be buying any bourbon with Alton.
I am the last Venmo holdout. And
Yeah.
Is that a blue label for 286?
It was the 12-year. I literally couldn't tell if it was
there
blue
could be
or
more than
something.
one 12-year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we want to keep going or?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
I think we're ready. Who's got red label?
I mean, I don't think the story is much different other than I think we are dealing with a proof difference. So this is a Weller Antique, and this is the red label. And if I put them side by side, it's interesting because I feel like the color on this one actually almost has a little red in it, like compared. But I could not find the mash bill on this. So, Dave, if you want to go to the truck and see if you can find it.
Lord,
And
Yeah, they don't. Weller
on
does
back.
not publish its mash bill.
I didn't see
How did you find it on this one?
It was a lot of estimates.
Oh, so you made up
You
the
made
mash
it up?
bill.
No, well,
somebody else made it up. He just repeated it.
I actually never said what the mash bill was.
Oh, okay.
I said when it comes to wheated, they tend to boost the corn to the 70 to 75% range. So.
Okay. So I guess what we'll do is just give this one a try. This is, like I said, this is the Antique 107, and it's often referred to as the OWA. So the Old Weller Antique, I believe, is what they called it. But
Yep.
so I'll pass this around. You guys go ahead.
All right, let me knock off the rest of the reserve.
Oh,
That is
all right.
so.
Well, then I'll
This
pour
is
it.
the 60% of the Bourbon's Pappy.
There you
This
go.
is the
Oh.
this is the 3 ratio. Now they also have a distinctive bottle. I had posted that video of just kind of a scan of my bottom shelf there,
Yeah.
and a few of my friends had called out Weller, and it was in the back row, so identifiable by the shape of the bottle, shape of the bottleneck.
Yep. This reminds me of what was the Western that I grew up with? You guys,
Bonanza?
No, Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a bottle that you would see on the back bar of Gunsmoke. It reminds me of like
could have been.
a Western shaped bottle.
Actually, could have been.
It's probably Basil Hayden.
Okay, so what do you?
They just got the Western
I'm not sure
bottle.
where you're going with that one, but so tell me what you guys get on the nose. Because
Caramel. Caramel.
I got a lot of smoke. I'm getting a little bit of.
Okay, it's kind of weird. I get almost like flowers.
that's very good, Elton, because it actually is described as having kind of a floral.
It's very sweet.
Yeah,
Like, when you
It
when
is
we walk past the
described-
flowers in the grocery store,
Yeah,
you get a
Yeah.
whiff of that.
you don't stop and pick them up.
Usually no.
Just
Not unless I'm in trouble.
Walking by.
Not unless I'm in trouble. Maybe if you did it more often, you wouldn't be in trouble.
What fun is that?
What if they smell different when they come home?
So, I mean, they do describe it. The taste they describe it like that has a sense of floral with a little vanilla in it. So, it's interesting because this one, the green label, actually was very much described with a caramel, and I actually did smell that and taste a little bit. But this one, the fact that you said floral means you're getting pretty good there, Elton.
Damn.
That's really good.
Let's go.
Nice job.
So, what about the finish though? Because the way they describe the finish is pretty different than how they describe the taste.
Vanilla.
It's really sweet.
It is very sweet. I was going to say, this is like heavy butterscotch.
Yeah.
It's kind of oily as well. It kind of like stays with you.
I feel a little sense of trying to think like on the back of my tongue, like a little tingling before it goes down. I don't think the finish is super long for me, but I definitely feel a hit halfway in between from the initial taste to. I'm not using any of the right
Yeah,
language.
I'm
but-
going for my third sip.
Yeah.
The second sip had a little bit more burn to it.
Which
But for 107, still not warming my chest like
No.
other like bottled and bonds 100.
Well, I think about the
plus.
Granddad 112, right? It was
Yeah.
112, right? Yeah. Like that stuck with you.
It's a
I
really
like
good
it.
taste.
They just go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think to me, it's definitely warmer than the green. The green
Definitely
label.
warmer, yeah.
Yeah, like it sits with you more in the throat.
Yep.
I like this a lot. I actually like this a lot.
They
It's got
just-
a really good, like I said, maybe because I like the sweetness.
Yeah.
It's got a really good
Yeah.
flavor.
The finish they describe is almost is on the cinnamon side. So I think a little bit of that. I don't want to correlate that to burn, but like you had said, it feels.
Yeah.
You feel a little bit more of that heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a really good bourbon.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. How much was this one?
I think we paid $80 bucks.
Yeah, somewhere 80 to 100 for it. I don't
Online,
know.
they're saying it's around $50, but again, if you can find it.
Yeah. So,
So I
if
think
the
all
green
of these-
bottle and the red bottle are there close together and they're less than $20 price difference, go red.
I would
That's a
definitely
good
go
call.
red. Yeah.
Especially if
advice.
you like more of a heavy flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I could see the green label for somebody who's newer to drinking bourbon, this would actually be a nice. I think this could be a nice try.
It's not a bad start. I just think it's a high price point for that taste.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree.
But if you have somebody at your house, I think this is a good one to say, "Hey, give this a try."
I think it's not intimidating as far as like the taste goes. You hear bourbon, and I think people go, "Oof, that's pretty harsh."
yeah.
It can be, but that's a good smooth
Yeah,
one.
there's no mash bill in the
Yeah.
truck. Truck is not finding a mash bill.
I make all the new bourbon drinkers at the house start with Ezra Brooks. You got to start on the bottom shelf.
if you want to be part of the club.
Yeah, exactly. You got to pay your dues.
That's like hazing. I think. Start with Ezra.
You got to have a baseline.
I think we need to have a guest on our program one of these nights.
I think there's
Is that where that band Better Than Ezra came from? Which is like any bourbon.
anything is better than Ezra.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's good. I like
I
it.
like it. So we're thinking we can get this north and south of the border, perhaps.
Well, I'm trying to
Michael,
think where was Sarah when she got this stuff?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yep.
That's right.
Tennessee.
Yeah, because she hit the
West.
jackpot. That's where she got me the Henry McKenna 10.
Yeah.
A couple of these.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I thought I've seen it at McGoogle's or whatever it is. In
Frugal
McDougal's, yeah.
Might be. How many broken down cars would you see between here and
Well,
through the McDougal's?
I definitely have seen it up in Wisconsin. I've definitely seen it at Total Wine.
Okay.
So
All right.
But you didn't answer my question.
I'm ignoring your question.
Kurt's doing research for the state of North Carolina on the number.
Get the stalled cars off the highway, please.
Unless I got an orange sticker.
So you two have grown up down south. Is that a southern thing to like leave your car and put a handkerchief or a T-shirt or some rag in the window?
Leaving the car and like going to get people to come help you fix it or tow it home
Universal.
is a thing. I don't know what hanging a T-shirt or a pair of underwear out the window I don't know what that signals. Does that mean something?
Don't hit my car.
I'm naked inside.
I'm naked in here.
Bad things happened.
I have noticed though on a lot of cars in North Carolina that are on the side of the road, there's like a big yellow sticker that someone slaps in the back window.
No, it's
That's-
orange.
That's from the police.
I was gonna say that's the police.
them
like,
going,
saying
just
Yeah.
nobody's here.
Just shit off.
The fine print says, "Please take me."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
But the rag, like
Yeah, what's up with the rag in the
indicating
window?
a signal, like what is that going to do?
I don't know.
First of all, how come all these people have a rag sitting in their car? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
You mean you don't?
No.
maybe they
You don't have
go
a
and
towel
get a
or
rag.
an
No,
old
no,
T-shirt or
I
something?
don't. No,
In
I
case of
don't.
emergency?
No. What do I
kind
need
of
an old
emergency?
T-shirt for an emergency? I don't
In case
know
you
why.
break down. And we're back.
you're
Circular
assuming
logic.
You're assuming that they're not just taking their T-shirt off and putting it on. Doesn't necessarily
This
have
is
to
true.
be something that is,
Which shows why the underwear is on there
underwear,
many
whatever,
times.
whatever.
Because he had already taken his T-shirt off for something else.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them on the side of the road, so maybe it's an identifier. Like instead of hey, it's the Buick, it's the car with the white T-shirt.
It's to be with a blue T-shirt.
Yeah.
But there's so many, so how can they not get confused?
I don't know.
I have seen plenty of cars, like you said, Alvin, broken down, and it has the state trooper sticker.
Yeah.
Like we were here,
And we checked it. Yeah.
we checked it. it still needs to get out of here.
Yeah.
You've got a window of time to do this.
They don't get out of there.
Why are you
I've
worried
never
about
seen.
this, Kurt?
I'm not worried about it, but I'm just
But you've
like,
been
I think
talking
it's
about
such
it
a
like
stupid
2 days
thing. Like,
solid.
I know, but why do people just do that?
Because
Have you
maybe
Googled
ran
it?
out of gas. I don't know.
Okay,
Which-
five cars
so this makes
on the
sense.
way to Raleigh ran out of gas. That sounds like a
Because
story problem.
you'll need a
or
T-shirt to get service, like no shoes, no shirt,
That's
no
right.
service.
There you go.
So,
There they show
which
up.
is the underwear.
Better
That makes sense now.
Better not hang your mask out the window.
I can't imagine breaking down, running out of gas, taking my T-shirt off, walking 5 miles to find out that I can't get in there to pay for the gas. I gotta go back. There's a sticker on it.
Get my T-shirt. What am I going to do if I don't have a T-shirt in my window?
Yeah, but you're right. We've done a couple trips out to Raleigh, and we've seen the same car there for weeks.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's not in my way. That'd be different. Most of them are in a ditch.
Yes.
Not the passing lane.
Yes. Yes.
They're like, I'm going to get way
Yes.
out of the way.
Exactly.
Hide this in the woods.
Exactly. Let's go down
Over
here.
the grass will just grow over.
Nobody will see us. Anyway, okay, cars and ditch. So,
I'm dying to find out.
speaking of Weller, so the last time we got together was at the beach
Yes.
in March.
Wow.
That was last year, right?
When
Well, you're talking about the four of us. Yeah,
we the four of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually was along this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
March teens, right?
it was March 13th.
There you go.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
I came back, and I'm pretty sure I had COVID.
Oh, did you?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty sure.
Thanks for
Remember I had,
sharing with all
Thanks
of
for
us.
sharing that now,
Okay.
Well,
David.
no, but you remember I
Okay.
had like strep throat, fever, strep throat.
No, you didn't share any of that.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Yeah, because now he drank after you. She was really worried.
She drank after me?
Yeah, you had her try some drink.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Cool.
She's still talking about that.
You were early in the
Now when she hears you had the COVID, when you had the Rona, she's really
You know,
like you.
and all the crap your wife gave us, you would have thought she would have at least called.
I don't know. I told Alton that I had strep throat.
He left a
Well,
T-shirt
that's-
outside his door.
I hung a T-shirt out the front.
I'm going to go slap a big old orange sticker on his front door.
Little eviction sticker.
Honestly. Oh, by the way, guys, I think I had COVID.
So why are
FYI.
you bringing up the beach?
Well, no, I'm thinking about, right, the idea of, Weller and all is well. And, it's been an interesting time since the last time we actually got together, which was before or right when everything was hitting the fan. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're kind of not coming out of it. So it's, what have you done? What have you done to stay well? Obviously, you haven't because you were sick. So,
You look better now.
no, but I mean, I
Thank
think
you, Alton.
it's an opinion. But I think
So sassy tonight.
I think, what kind of, listen, working from home has definitely been a transition, right? And,
Absolutely.
hard to separate the two, but I've been really trying to be conscious of like working out and getting outside and, doing that kind of stuff. So what have you guys been doing to stay well? No pun intended.
A lot of walking. Natalie and I have been on a lot of walks. It's been cool. It's been fun. We went around, found some new parks and parkways to walk on. So that's cool. Kind of made a point to slow down. Like you said, making sure to separate work and
Yep.
family time. So that's
Yeah.
been cool. For me, and we talked about this a little bit before on the 2 failed attempts at recording, but for me, this has been a great kind of personal lesson of just slow the frick down.
Yeah.
Without having to, let's go to dinner at this time or go here this time. It's like, we're not going anywhere. So I'll get it done when I'm good and ready, or we'll eat when we're good and ready, or stop drinking when we're good and ready. So,
Yep.
So it's been good. So a lot of family time too. It was nice having,
Yeah.
I know the kids are, now I got a college sophomore and a high school graduate now, but senior at the time. And
That's right.
they spend a lot more time at home than they ever would have otherwise. So selfishly, that was kind of fun to get that time. But,
I think
Congrats to Sammy.
Yeah.
Congrats,
bones.
Sammy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, the family thing. I can't remember the last time that we had all the girls home at once
Yeah.
for an extended period of time like that, where it was just like, no, you can't go anywhere. So we've spent a lot of time in the backyard. We've had lots of bonfires, and it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good. The work, separating the work from the non-work has been tough, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Derek?
like it.
Well, you were at the beach for 9 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
11 weeks.
Let's see.
11 weeks. Who's counting?
I surfed.
Yeah, no, for when you consider how devastated a lot of the country and major cities were.
Yeah.
I have zero complaints. It was a minor for us. We were lucky. It was a minor inconvenience.
Right.
But similarly, having the time with the kids, 3 out of 4 of them was kind of priceless. It was like a long Christmas break for 3 months, and it was good to see them bond and laugh together and play together, and it was good. I think they'll reflect back on it as probably more positive than negative.
Yeah.
Fortunately. Mm-hmm. And then I've just started reading more, like going to out into your page from your playbook of just slow it down, like every night, just reading before bed, and it's been great.
That's great.
It's been great. Like I said, it's just more of an inconvenience and anxiety for us than being impacted directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reread Tuesdays with Maury. For some reason, it's like, I haven't read that in a couple of years. That's an awesome book.
Yeah.
So,
I've not read that.
yeah. Oh, you haven't?
No.
I'll bring it over.
All right. I still have your other book, the Red.
Red Notice.
Yep. I still
right.
have that one.
Okay.
I have a stack of books I got.
Right. I keep saying I need to just go away somewhere just to read.
Just to read.
Yeah.
What about you, Kurt?
I started this whole conversation.
Well, then finish.
Yeah.
That means you got an answer. All right. I know how this works.
No, we've been spending a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
Just in the yard, in the back by the pool and on the water. But I think I'm doing a piece of work right now with another cohort of mine at work. And, it's kind of an interesting, as you hear and we're digging into research and looking at like what people's challenges are right now. It's almost this kind of interesting juxtaposition between like before March, let's say, we're all talking about like, I wish I just had more time to like slow down and read. I wish I could spend more time with my family. And now it's like we've kind of forcefully been given that. And now we're all like, okay, I got to get the hell out of the house. I got to I don't like working from home. I don't like all this time. And it's almost like this play where it's like, you can never attain what you actually want because when you get it, you just want the opposite thing, right? And it's like this, so I think it's a really good reminder, right? To one, be grateful for what you have and where you're at, but also really just relish in the things that, you did long for. And, when those come to you, then just like sit back and just enjoy and take it in.
Yep.
Yeah, and appreciate it, right? Because you know what's going to happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
If and when this all kind of works itself through, we're going to be it depends, right? It's a choice. Do you go back into the rat race or do you say, okay, now I've gotten a little taste of and like, how am I going to adjust my own lifestyle to lean into more of what I just experienced versus going back? So,
And I think we were all fortunate to keep employment during that time too.
Exactly.
Which adds a whole different layer of, like I said, that minor inconvenience of, well, I still have a steady paycheck. I still have benefits. I still have work coming in, whatever it is. On top of so I need to stay home. Okay, I can adjust to that. Whereas there are others that were less fortunate and dropped into that. So it's
I think your word inconvenience is a really good way to describe it, right?
And it's not to minimize what its impact is. I think it's just we saw it as we're willing to play along and we're adapting and adjusting, but it didn't impact us the way that others were impacted.
Yeah. I think it's perspective, right? It's like that thing you shared with us. It's all about perspective, right?
Yep.
And the idea of like, if you were born in 1900, by the time you're 85, 121 million people had been perished from this world. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's why I wanted perspective to be a P.
I was all about the P's, so you guys wanted to change it to the L's. So L's
What?
it is.
What?
I think you changed it to L's.
No, I didn't change it to L's. I think Dave changed it to L's.
Yeah, I didn't have an opinion one way or the other.
You always have
I'm
an
just here for the
opinion.
bourbon.
You always have an opinion. Okay, so let's do the Willett.
Let's try it.
You want to do the Willett?
Yeah, let's.
Willett, and it will be.
We're gonna do an on the fly history lesson on Willett here because
Okay, so first of all, can we talk about the bottle?
We're all too cheap to buy the blue label,
Kurt,
so
please.
Exactly.
we're rounding up a
Kurt can
third.
talk about the bottle.
So listen, if you look at the lineup since we've been doing this, right, which has been, what, a good 9 months now?
Alton, can you sit in a louder chair?
Could you shake the table a little more when you get up?
I think Alan's got ants in his pants.
I think I almost missed my glass pouring on that one.
That is really cool.
So, this bottle is... So, first of all, when I work with a guy whose parents live in Florida, and they're my mules from Florida. So I do an order up from Total Wine, and I saw this. I'd never seen this before. First of all, I've never
awesome
seen... I
as a
know,
pour.
right? I've never seen the Willett before, but I've never seen a bottle like this before. So it's... You could describe it in a lot of different ways, which, Derek already has, but it's kind of like genie bottle,
they're all
but
done.
it actually is it's like a still, right?
It
With
is.
a longer neck on it. And I love the fact that the stamp is kind of where they would open up the still to actually draw
Yep.
the bourbon out of it. It's a very cool looking bottle. So this came up to us from Florida. And so I was like, okay, let's give this one a whirl. And it's kind of like how I shop for wine. I'm like, oh, that's a cool label. Like, I'll try that. So I was like, that's a cool bottle. Why not get it? Let's try it. So
I think it's a good call.
yeah. So
It does remind me of. Do you guys remember the Woodford
Yeah.
distilling room
Yeah.
with the copper
No.
stills?
I don't.
Yeah.
It's like it was yesterday.
I can almost
God.
I can almost smell the place.
Honest to God.
It was beautiful.
I hate you all.
You know who would have really enjoyed
Yeah,
that
me.
from an experiential
Me.
perspective?
Liz.
Liz would have loved it. She would have loved it. All right. So,
You guys are all asses.
all right,
Where's
let's,
Derek's sister when I need her?
let's
Amanda.
run.
Amanda, poor Kurt.
Good Lord, you are talky talk today. All right, let's run this thing down. So the mash bill, 72 corn, 13 rye, and
72 corn.
72 corn.
And it's not weeded.
No, 13 rye and 15 malted bar. So, little history here on Willett. So, again, we're on the fly here. Introduced in 2008. At least the Pot Still Reserve was. And so, Willett Distillery as labeled on the bottle. There's all kinds of funky references here to the pewter industry. If you go way, way back with Willett, I guess there was some pewter apprentices somehow or another back in their history. But at the end of the day, this one came out in 2008. Small batch bourbon, didn't start out as a single barrel expression. I'm really sucking at this description. What do you guys think of the taste? Let's get right to it.
So it's definitely has a sweet smell to it. Obviously, Dave doesn't like it.
Well, the nose is
Yeah, it's
odd.
I don't have anything on the nose. What do you get?
Licorice.
Yeah, I can't get past the alcohol.
talk in your microphone, dude.
You get
Licorice. Sorry. Yeah, I get it. I do
Like
get
innocent? Wow, I don't know. I'm striking out on this one.
a little bit of honey.
I got my face in the glass. I literally get nothing.
I know that's like there's nothing jumping out at me as far as the nose goes. Color is a little lighter on the.
You get anything, Kurt?
It definitely smells sweet to me, but obviously with how much percentage of corn?
I think it was 72.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
so it's high,
gonna be
right?
high, yeah.
But I don't think you're going to like the taste. I'm going to gauge that none of you are going to like the taste. I actually
Okay.
don't mind it. It doesn't have a lot to it, but
What's the proof?
94.
94.
All right.
So the
It's
nose.
different.
It's a very distinct
It's different.
taste.
It's a very
It's different.
distinct taste, and that's part of what I.
That is weird. That's a weird taste.
It is,
It
it's
is-
funky.
it's-
It's funky.
It is, but it's different, and that's
It's not-
what I
it's
like
not
about
bad.
it. It's not bad. It's
It's not like
like
a, it's not like a,
yeah.
it's not a repulsive taste.
No, it's not bad. It's just,
It's not like the
I
red-
really
it's,
unexpected.
it's confusing.
It's not like the red label.
Yeah.
Alton's perplexed.
I am.
So they're saying on the nose, sweeter notes of corn and caramelized sugar. I get the caramelized sugar. I do not get the
The sweet corn. The sweet corn.
And then it also says that there are notes of cedar and pecan.
I'll go with pecan.
Yeah.
I think
I got a little pecan in there. The palate, citrus, totally got that. Caramel, totally got that.
Yep.
They say pepper. I'm not feeling the pepper.
I got a little
I don't feel the
Did
pepper.
you?
Really?
Yeah, I got like a white pepper.
Oh, did you?
Not only pepper, but you
did.
got white pepper.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a milder pepper. It doesn't have that burn.
It's funny, the citrus. I think that's the uniqueness of this
Citrus
the
side,
taste.
yeah.
Like Alton's
That's
like,
like
I'm
an
not buying
I'm
anything.
looking for the Parmesan. You had the Parmesan cheese in here.
What was the one that Dew used to always bring? Chocolate? Was it chocolate or peat?
Yeah.
There was one that you just kept coming back with all the time.
I'm always caramel or Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like if somebody says Parmesan, you're like, oh yeah.
Parmesan cheese.
Yeah,
Tastes
getting that.
like my toast.
But I
smell.
I do feel the citrus. Like now that you say that, like, and it's not it's got a lingering taste to it that does have a little bit of that citrus to it.
Do you guys taste any barrel?
I don't.
No, I do get you biting the rind of an orange. Like peeling it with your teeth.
Yeah,
That bitterness, like the bitter.
because I do that all the time.
Yeah,
But it's not.
but
I get that taste, but it's not that bitter. That's really what I'm trying to figure out. It's like it's not that bitter though, and it lingers. I love the
but
finish on
oranges
this
are
thing.
sweeter. I do too, actually,
I really
because
like the
The
it
more-
really
the more
hangs with you.
The more I drink it, the better I like it.
Yeah, no, it really the finish really sits with you. It's
Yeah.
not.
it's an unusual taste.
It
It is, but I really like it.
I like it. Like think of the lineup of very similar tastes we've had.
Right.
This is one that's just further out there. When you said licorice, now that I'm tasting it, now I am getting a little bit of that anise.
I'm starting to get pepper now, but not white
Okay.
pepper.
Parmesan pepper.
With Parmesan pepper. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'd probably buy another bottle of it.
How much was that?
40. I think I paid 43 for it.
I think that's
not
fine.
bad.
Yeah.
I think that's
You know,
a
to
fun
To me, the
bottle.
bottle's worth 43.
So here's the thing. Good bottle to take as a gift.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
At the price
Totally.
point,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
like it looks. I mean,
looks
you could
high-end.
reuse it, right? You could
Totally.
reuse it.
Yeah, it looks.
Put flowers in it.
It just looks. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a Basil Hayden almost in the sense that it's a great.
Cowboy bottle.
No,
Good-
it's a
it's good
great gift.
presentation,
Like
yeah.
it's a good presentation.
It is, absolutely.
Cowboy showed up with this bottle, get his ass kicked.
You damn right he would. I'd be second in line. Damn cowboy carrying that bottle.
Now, is that available in North Carolina? I know you bought it through Florida.
I have
in your mule.
never seen it in North Carolina,
No.
and I'll be honest with you, I've never seen it like at Ronald McDonald's either. So
With,
That
when
makes
you get in a
sense.
Big Mac.
McDougal's.
It does remind me of the Forester presidential bottle. I think. Let me look that one up real quick because I'm in the truck.
But
Kurt.
Doesn't Woodford do a
They do.
special
I think there's a release that looks like that.
release that has
I
their?
mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's a still, right? It's a
It's a
pot
still.
still. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is, but I mean that's it is why I bought it because when I was going through the site, it like came across. I'm like, okay,
stands
what's
out.
that? Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
and then it was $43. I'm like, what the hell? Why not?
Well,
I've made
so
worse decisions.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think if I actually really enjoy it.
All right. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I agree.
It's my house. It's my house. I think what I really like about it, this is another one that I would give to somebody who potentially hasn't had a lot of bourbon or was trying bourbon for the first time, because you have to admit it is very smooth.
Yeah.
There's not, I don't think there's a lot of bite to it. It has a nice taste and it's got a good finish.
Yeah. I got a buddy who wanted to start try bourbon, and I've had him over a couple of samplings. And this is like a cool one where you can say, hey, this is a different taste.
Yeah.
And so I totally think this would be a good one to have in the cabinet.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'll probably add that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got room in that cabinet?
No.
We'll be expanding.
He's got all our, he's got all
Currently
our,
have 35 bottles.
Sorry,
Well,
Deb.
he's got all our bourbon in his
Look,
cabinet.
I think
exactly.
Derek has got a drinking problem.
So-
he's collecting and not drinking.
But too slow. Is
But
exactly right.
think about it. Okay, you take the Red Label Weller,
Yeah.
you take a Willett, and then you do
Yep.
something like a Blade and Bow or a Blanton's, or like that's a really nice.
Simple.
mix of
Good range of flavors.
good range of flavors, right?
All
you
approachable.
have a wheat, all approachable.
None of these are really going, oof, you got to, I mean, we've been doing this for over a year and a half now.
yeah.
None of these are feel like they're so sophisticated. Like you got to really work your way up to enjoying and appreciating this one. These are all good starter.
I agree.
I do think the Willett takes a little bit longer.
To get used to?
No, I mean I just think it's not
really
something you like.
unexpected.
There's a couple of bourbons we've had. I mean, I look at Rare Breed. Rare Breed was one where I drank and was like, dang,
Yeah.
this could be my bourbon, right?
Yeah.
Loved
That's
it
good
from
one.
first sip.
Yeah.
That's a good
That one took like 4 or 5 sips for me to like start
That's
to
fair.
really,
Yeah.
just
That's
maybe,
fair.
and maybe it's just a little bit more complex.
Yeah. I agree.
Versus like a Blanton, where again on sip 1 or 2, you're like, this is just a smooth,
Yeah.
super good tasting
Yeah.
bourbon.
Well, you also go into it with a little bit of an expectation of this is what a bourbon is going to taste like. And this one, to your point, is so different.
It's
You
very
kind of
different.
kind of give yourself to it in like 3 or 4 sips. And you're like, okay, I can
Yeah.
appreciate that.
But again, these three, it's like hen's teeth for us. You're not gonna find these here.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
So
Exactly.
but again, that's part of the fun.
It is.
Part of the fun. So
But we know where we can get it.
yeah.
I'm willing to go in another bottle of this one.
All right. Well, let me know.
All right.
Next time they ring me up, I'll order a couple bottles.
There you go.
Alden will shoot a pigeon your way.
Now, what I will tell you is that it was limited availability, so I don't know if they'll
Now,
always.
now you're just driving up your price.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we're at
I'm driving up my
59.
pin.
Gas prices are going up
I
too.
got
I'm driving up the mule's
I
price is
gotcha.
what I'm doing.
I gotcha.
No, but I mean, I was just glad to get it. So I was glad that I was able to get it. But yeah, it was a good find. I mean, I had no idea. I just bought it because of the bottle.
I like it.
So
All right.
Design guy.
Last call. Last call is you are now on your second self-quarantine.
Oh no.
Yes. It might happen.
it might.
It might happen.
Not for the McClellans.
Making a run for it. Changing countries. You're on your second self-quarantine. You got to be homebound for 2 months. You have one bourbon bottle to choose from the 3 we have. We've got the Weller Green Label. Green Label Special Reserve. 90 proof. $80 a bottle. Thank you. We got the Weller Red Label. The antique, Old Weller Antique 107. Again, what was it? 80? Similarly, like these are both $80
Yeah,
bottles.
it sounds like they're about similar.
60 to
Right,
110.
Yeah.
How many bottles? How many bottles?
You got one. You got
For how
one.
long? For how long?
Truly. But I can get the
you get
same
multiple
bottle.
bottles.
Multiple bottles. I get like
Yeah.
okay.
So you're
Yeah.
you're picking your like.
You're stuck with
This
it.
is your.
You get one
you have to
flavor.
drink this
Drink
one
your
flavor.
quarantine.
Fair question.
Okay.
You got to drink this one flavor. A case of it is delivered to you.
The questions are going somewhere else tonight.
They have.
You're not so receptive to questions here, Bertrand.
There's one delivery company that will deliver one case one time to you. Case of 12
Before
bottles.
or after they deliver to Kurt.
For God's sake. Honest to God.
It's a truck.
Last one is.
You talk about me
last
being
one is Willett.
complicated.
And I apologize. What was the 94 proof on this one, right? Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
94 proof. All right. $50 a bottle. Which one?
43.
Which one? I just heard the prices went up. Which one are you?
They go up because Kurt loves the bottle now. The prices are through the roof.
Kurtron, you're up first.
I would do the Willett.
Okay. Why?
It's the more that I've had it, I actually really enjoy the taste. Partially one because it's different than much of what we've already had, and two, I find it to be actually a really smooth bourbon with a good taste and a good finish.
And you can also oogle the bottle.
And I can oogle the bottle.
I don't know what you're going to do with 12 of them, but okay. So I like the Willett, but day in, day out, I don't think that flavor jives with me. So I would go to the Red Label, the Weller Old Antique or Antique 107. Too smooth to ignore. I love it. So that's an easy one for me. I'd be at the Red Label.
Nice.
You guys will all be knocking on my door for the Willett.
I'm going to be at Alden's house in the hot tub with the Red Weller.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I just think it's
quarantined together.
Yeah.
That could go so many bad ways right there.
all right. It's all good.
No, there will be no mask, and there will be other people there.
Right. There will be other people. There'll be other people.
Don't forget he had COVID.
By mask, I mean,
he's already-
like
he's
a
already-
Mexican wrestling mask.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm wearing my Lone Ranger mask.
Oh boy,
It's not the mask.
I just got a mental image. I'm without it. It's super smooth, but at the same time, it's just got a ton of flavor.
You guys are so boring.
All right, I'm gonna go with
Oh,
Kurt.
because flavor's boring.
Going with me.
I'm gonna go with Willett.
You guys are going to regret it. You're going to be tired of
I'm
it.
gonna
You're
go
going to be so tired. That corn's going to creep up. You're going to get cavities.
I think
damn
the
sweet.
street value and the street value of the look of that bottle
That's
can
right.
give me a lot of.
Are you going to drink
Exactly.
it?
I'm gonna drink one of
Are you
them.
going to drink it?
No.
over 3 months?
So I'm going to be in Derek's hot tub. You can be in Elton's hot tub.
And you're going to be
The
trading
difference
one
is
bottle.
we're going to be on the beach.
Be trading one bottle for a case of toilet paper. That's what you're
Exactly. It looks fancy. It's actually a pretty good toilet
I
paper.
bet you. See, multiple purpose.
So
Now looky there.
I
There
bet
we
you
go.
we would get more toilet paper for our bottle than
Al,
we
that's,
would for
why,
yours.
that's why the creatives are on that side. Of the table.
Okay, here we go.
That's
Here
right.
we go.
You guys ideated on that one before we got started.
Yeah,
I know you did. Look at that.
I do want to see a roll of toilet paper on this one when it's done.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'll be so sorely disappointed.
That's where you should keep your spare roll in the powder room. Put some
Yeah,
put some sand in there.
yeah,
An idea.
Yeah, you're going to have a whole freaking case of it. Might as well.
Exactly.
We can have one in every bathroom.
That's right.
Functional.
Boy.
All right, boys. Well, thanks for the laughs. Thanks for the chatter.
It was good to be back together.
Yeah,
good
it's
to be
really
back
good.
together.
Good to see you guys.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
tasted some good bourbon tonight. We had the Weller Special Reserve, the Weller Old Antique 107, and the Willett. I think it's the Willett, just Willett.
Just
right?
Willett.
It's the Willett
Is
Pot
it
Still.
straight?
Willett.
Oh,
There
Yeah,
are
it is a
other-
pot still,
There
yeah.
are other
Pot still.
Willets.
Gotcha.
Willett, and it will be.
Yeah.
So thank you for the time. Thanks for the camaraderie. If you guys like this episode, be sure to subscribe to our series and hit the notification button so you get updates when we drop another episode. Hopefully it won't be months in between,
It
but
won't.
We'll be back soon.
We'll be back soon.
Hey, did we actually finish 14?
Yes.
Almost. We're
We
so
did.
Okay,
close.
sorry, I want to
Stop
interrupt.
interrupting.
No, it's good. It's good. It's
We
good.
might screw it up.
So leave us a rating and give us feedback so that we can make these better for you. And if you want to learn more about tonight's bourbon, visit our site, bourbonon.com, where you can also order Bourbon Boys merchandise just in time for the summer.
That's
in
right.
Guns out,
Yeah.
guns
That's
out.
right.
You getting those tank tops up this week?
We'll get them out there. Gentlemen, looks like we're at the end of the episode. Really enjoy spending the time together. It's been a long time and sampling some good bourbon.
Bourbon
on.
All right, bourbon on, gents.